Acts chapter 27 is the perfect example of what not to do when your life is in a storm, what not to do when you're facing overwhelming circumstances and difficulties. Acts chapter 27 paints a very bleak picture, and then it outlines for us some decisions that were made in the middle of the storm, and then those decisions led to something that was really, they couldn't recover from. It was the end of the story. So in Acts chapter 27, what we see is Paul being transported to Rome. He's on a ship with other prisoners. He doesn't really have a say in what's happening, and he's at the mercy of this crew. And they're sailing across the Mediterranean Sea, and for some reason, the storm just lasts and lasts and lasts for at least 14 days. They couldn't see the sun, they couldn't see the stars, so they had no way to pinpoint their direction, and they were afraid. So instead of choosing a direction to go, they lowered the sails, they took in the oars, and they just drifted. And that's the first bad mistake they made. The first mistake of just deciding, you know what, let's just go wherever the storm takes us. Choosing to drift or coast through life always leads you to a place you don't want to end up. So they decide to drift, and the storm gets worse, and the Bible says they are battered by brutal waves, and they're afraid they're going to sink. And so the storm is getting worse, and their next decision is, well, let's just throw everything overboard except for ourselves. And so they throw all of their supplies that they might need and all of the food that they definitely need. They throw it overboard. I see this all the time in people's lives. When storms, difficulties arise, they walk away from the things they need most. They throw overboard the things that they require to get through life. They stop going to church. They stop serving. They stop being around the people that they need the most. They quit their spiritual disciplines. They just throw it all overboard. Now, those two decisions led to something even worse. So if you're in a storm today and it's just carrying you along, you're letting it carry you, you're drifting, you're coasting. And if you've just kind of walked away from some of the things that are important, the principles that your life is built on, serving God and following God and trusting and surrounding yourself with other people who are doing the same thing. If you're drifting and if you've discarded some of the things that are most important to you, well, you're going to end up where these people on this boat ended up, in a worse place. Acts chapter 27, verse 20, Paul says, after all this, we finally gave up all hope. We gave up all hope. That is a terrible place to be. It is a place of despair. It is a place of defeat. It is a place where Jesus never ever wants his people, you, to be. When you get to a place where you just give up all hope, you completely stop trying, you completely stop caring, and you become someone you didn't want to become, and you will start to do things you never thought you would do. Finally, we gave up all hope. I hope that's not you today. I hope you still have hope. But I need you to recognize that when you make the decisions that these people made, your end result is going to be their end result. When you discard what's important, when you drift through life, the next step, the ultimate end result is just to lose hope, become cynical and bitter, and quit trying. Now, if you feel like God has moved far away in your storm, if you feel like God is no longer with you, if you feel like there's just no way anything could change in your storm, you're at that point where you're losing hope. I just want to remind you that God is with you in every storm. Sometimes he calms the storm. Sometimes he will calm you, but leave you in the storm. You see, every storm is designed to be a school. If you're in a storm, don't lose hope. If you're in a storm, don't drift. And certainly don't, if you're in a storm, throw overboard the things you need most. God is with you. He's going to see you through the storm, and something good is going to come of the storm. You just have to hang on. Choose to focus on Jesus. Choose to keep doing the things that bring meaning and purpose and faith to your life. And whatever you do, don't lose hope. God is with you. See you later.